Oki, Nistoanako Sikamagogomi. My name is Jared Tailfeathers, also known as Colin Crane. I'm from the Gaino or Kainai blood tribe, First Nation of the Blackfoot Confederacy. I am a multidisciplinary artist. I work in lots of different fields. I am also one of the public art project leads at Calgary Arts Development. I just finished the first volume of probably 5 volumes for a project about traditional methods of making and making contemporary art from Blackfoot traditional methods of making. The book is called The Art of Making, Rediscovering the Blackfoot Legacy. And it documents, it's sort of a crash course in beginner Blackfoot culture, timeline, traditional methods of making, and lots of land-based research and tool making, music making, and then documenting my process of making 2 new instrument designs from traditional methods. I do painting, drawing, murals. I'm multi-instrumentalist, so I play lots of different musical instruments. I'm in a couple of different bands. I invent musical instruments. I'm an author. I do comic books. I guess this would be a sort of an academic book that I just did. I also am in the process of publishing a novel. I also do lots of theater work from time to time, as well as I just finished a film. I'd say the biggest one has probably been the 5-year project of methods of making, because it was so multifaceted that I was able to get lots and lots of knowledge about Blackfoot culture, Treaty 7 culture. I was able to get enough knowledge to be able to pass on that knowledge in several different ways, lots of workshops, trainings, books, and different types of art. And I did lots of volunteer work at the same time. So that one's probably the biggest one. But I won the Lieutenant Governor Award in 2018. It was probably my first real public art extravaganza, and probably the project that really pushed me into Indigenous art was In Memoriam, which was a multi artist musician collaboration that I did in 2018, just before getting that award, which was pretty much one of the first times that I got to perform with my instruments that I make, with a whole bunch of different Indigenous artists from different backgrounds, about Indigenous trailblazers in historical context, and do performance and co-write that. So that was a big deal, and it was at the Banff Center. It was where I did a residency for that project. So yeah, that one was probably the first one. For most of my time prior to In Memoriam and other works like that, I was more of an artist that was Indigenous rather than an Indigenous artist, which there is slightly different lens there, where only a few things really touched on my identity as an Indigenous person, and were usually just things that I wanted to do, that really was for anyone. That could have been from any background, and making comic books and inventing musical instruments was really just because I saw people playing guitar and bass and drums all the time, which are great, and lots of great musicians exist, but it was boring to me. So I thought maybe there's something we can do outside of those things. Because I did claim my identity, which was, I'm mixed. My mom's not Indigenous, and so being mixed has been a big part of my life, my whole life, and sort of a push-pull thing. And being able to speak to being Indigenous and having an Indigenous, set of knowledge. I couldn't really speak to that other than saying where I was from and who my parents were and things like that. I didn't speak my language. I didn't really go to too many ceremonies or participate in stuff. You know, a little bit, sure, throughout my life, but it wasn't really until those projects and working for the Calgary Public Library in Indigenous placemaking and having resources like elders all the time and different books and that was what I did for my job. So it would really just reiterated things that I already knew and pushed me to understand what it is to live in your traditional territory and know places that are important and to identify that this is, 10 to 20,000 years of my heritage. And that is more than lots of people can say, especially in, North America. Lots of people are brand new here. Some people have been here for 3 generations, but really, not too many people other than Indigenous people can say we've been here for millennia, and that to me is special. Makes feel like it's important for me to continue that sort of legacy and to have some sort of knowledge that I can share with people that will help fulfill that story and encourage people to learn more about the story around them.